Hi, it's Dorothy Guinan with Scrapbooking Quebec. In this video, I'm going to share my Scrappy kit and plans for June 2024. Actually, I'm only going to be sharing half the material today. The other half will be tomorrow when I unbox my design team kit for June for Mercy Tiara Kits. And that collection is called Sunshine. Today's share will include one new to me collection, one collection I made with leftovers, and 3 page kits. When I share the page kits towards the end of this video, I'm also going to be sharing some design ideas. So let's have a closer look. The first collection I'm going to show you is Spring Vibes by Pinkfresh Studio. I bought this recently at the Scrapbook Nerd during the National Scrapbooking Day weekend. It was 30% off. This collection is a few years old. I find it really beautiful. For the last few years, I've kind of ignored Pinkfresh Studio. I don't know why. I think I was having a bit of trouble using it. Then last month, I pulled out a collection and I absolutely loved working with it. This one here has a very similar color palette to what I used last month, only the colors are a bit brighter. What I used last month was a bit more subdued. Anyway, I find this collection very, very pretty. And I also had a bit of trouble in the past using Pinkfresh Studio because of a lot of the larger prints. Though last month I did use a bit of material from my stash, which helped me use it. Do you see what I mean here? Some of the prints are really spaced apart. But the colors here are absolutely beautiful, and obviously the quality of the paper of Pinkfresh Studio is really absolutely beautiful as well. It's really nice thick paper. I love the colors in this collection. I recently took a trip to Nova Scotia, that's my home province, and I have a lot of photos that I think will go with these papers, so I'm kind of excited about that. This is the very same paper pack, so I'm not going to go through it. I did buy 2. Again, I got it on sale. It was a really good price. So in addition to this paper pack, here is what I have. I bought 2 floral ephemera packs. I love Pinkfresh Studio florals, and I found in the past when I only get one, I just don't have enough. So I bought 2 of those. I also have the ephemera pack. So this has 42 pieces. Here is what's in it. So just some general things, some banners, tags, a bit of florals, some little labels, stuff like that. Very nice. This is, it's kind of an envelope pack. If you look here, there are pockets and tags, so you can do your journaling on a tag and tuck it into one of these pockets. They're quite big pieces, but they coordinate nicely. I have this mini alpha set. I love Pinkfresh Studio alphas, always have. So this one here is different colors. And there's another color family on the back. Very, very pretty. This is all what I got at the Scrapbook Nerd for 30% off. Now I did have this in my stash already. These are alphas that are from the Spring Vibes collection, so they're silver. And I also had this in my stash as well from the very same Spring Vibes collection, some chipboard frames. You can see I have used some of them, but this is a perfect opportunity to use this up. In addition to this, what I am going to bring in from my stash is white cardstock. I obviously will need more of it, but at least my selection is made. And I'm going to put this in as well. It's the Simple Stories Color Vibe Woods Collection paper pack. I have tons of this in my stash. I use it a lot. And one thing I noticed last month when I was using another Pinkfresh Studio collection, I used a lot of wood grain paper with it, and I found it really helped turn this Pinkfresh Studio paper into my style. So I'm going to add this as well. Again, I have more of this in my stash. This is just a reminder to incorporate wood grain paper into my layouts. Now what I want to do is show you how I'm going to store my kits every month. I'm only going to do this for this first kit, but you can see I have this organizer here. It's called a desktop pop-in organizer. I got it at Staples quite a long time ago, actually. So it's 3-tiered, and what I do with my kits every month is I store my collection by collection in giant baggies, and I'm looking for my giant baggie here right now. Here we go. So I have these giant baggies. So most of my collection is going to go in this giant baggie, except for items that I can use for all of my collections, especially alpha. So I'm going to just put these in my little tray here. You can see I've done that. For any item that belongs specifically to a collection like ephemera, stuff like that, even these frames, they are all going to go in this giant baggie. So let me get it out here. This simply makes cleanup at the end of the month very easy for me because I am a collection scrapbooker, so I do store my material by collections. Sorry for all of the packaging noises. I'm trying to teach myself how to do real-time videos. I haven't done many of them, and I've been trying to do my kit shares in real time just so that you can get a really good idea of what I'm doing, what my plans are for the month. So in here, I'm going to store my collection. Let me get this out here. I'm going to put it, hopefully, at the back of this pop-in tray here. And I'm also simply going to add this wood grain and the white cardstock at the very back, because that as well, I can probably use it for other collections. So now we're going to get out the next kit. These are leftovers from 2 different Mercy Tiara kits, mostly, plus a little bit of stash. So basically, I put together a little mini collection based on the Echo Park papers telling our story collection. So I'll put the embellishments to the side for a minute. Like I mentioned, these are papers, most of them leftovers from 2 different Mercy Tiara kits, from Adventure Awaits as well as Bloom. I absolutely love this paper, but I didn't use it last month, so I have this one here. This is actually the same paper, so I have both sides of it. I find the colors so pretty and happy. Here's another one, a blue one from the very same Telling Our Story collection. I have the flip side, which are these beautiful frames. And I have this kind of salmon pink and white polka dot. And the flip side are typewriters. Very, very pretty colors in this collection. I absolutely love it. Now, to switch it up a bit, I decided to add some black and white striped paper. I thought it would add a certain dynamic and kind of change the direction. It's just fun to change things up when you've been using material in a certain way, then to change up the direction of the collection just by adding something maybe slightly unexpected. So this bold black and white stripe is actually from a past Christmas collection from the Hip Kit Club. I was looking through my stash for something black and white because of these sketchy little hearts here, and this was actually all I could find. And I'm also going to bring in some white cardstock. Again, I will need more white cardstock, but at least my selection is made. In addition to these papers, I do have some leftovers that I saved from the last few months. So I have some, that's like a smaller scale print. These are just little bits of paper, but I can use them for creating embellishments, for example, or creating borders. So I have this one here. You can see how it all coordinates. It's all part of that same collection. So I have 3 pieces of this. This is really pretty, both sides of it. The small scale floral along with this blueprint. I think I'm going to put it on the small scale floral. And in addition to that, I have 2 rows of this paper. Now you can see one side are these hearts, but I'm thinking more of the cut apart sheets. These make great journaling boxes and embellishments. So that's what I have here for this. In addition to that, I have 2 ephemera packs, leftover ephemera packs. I definitely used some of this stuff. So this one is like tags and frames. And this one, let's see what it says. It's just ephemera pieces. Again, more tags and frames. Maybe I've mixed them up a bit. Anyway, 2 ephemera packs, absolutely beautiful, and it's all part of this same collection. I also have the, what are these? Enamel dots, or not enamel dots. These are like self-adhesive brads with a little bit of chipboard. And here are the leftovers from the chipboard collection. You can see I've pulled them out. I like to do that with these chipboard pieces that are non-adhesive because I find if I pop them out of the packaging, it was like a 6x12 packaging, I tend to use them more because I kind of play around with them a bit on my layout because there's no adhesive on the back, so it's not going to stick to the page. Anyway, I have definitely used some of this stuff, but this is what I have left over. And for the alphas for this, I decided to bring in this one here, which is, I think it's from a Heidi Swap collection. They are thickers called Happy Day, but I really loved the black and white sketchy lines in it. This recently came in a Hip Kit Club collection that I bought also during the National Scrapbooking Day weekend. And anyway, long story, but I pulled it out of that collection to add it to this one here. So this is my kind of mini collection that I put together with stash, but mostly with leftovers from 2 different Mercy Tiara Kit collections. What I'm going to show you next are 3 page kits that I made last month. I didn't make them on YouTube. Last month on YouTube, when I was showing you the material I was going to use, I showed you the Wherever collection from 49 and Market. Now, what I did after showing all of the material on YouTube, I created a bunch of page packs because I was going to a 3-day crop, and I still have 3 of them left, and that's what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you the paper packs along with the designs that I put together, basically in preparation for that crop. I'm not going to go through all of the embellishments, but you can see I have them handy here. I have a couple different alpha packs. Both of these are from Simple Story. Sorry about the glare. There are kind of off-white ones and black ones. These are Simple Stories as well. These ones are like typewriter keys. They are different colors on each side, slightly different. And these, there's not many left. Well, there's quite a few, but anyway, these are from the Coast to Coast collection from American Crafts. So all of these are going to go in my pop-in desk organizer. Here are some other embellishments that I showed you last month. These are washi tape stickers from 49 and Market. Here I have a bunch of little tickets and stamps, stuff like that. These are from 49 and Market as well, in different color families. I also have from the Wherever collection these chipboard words. And let's just see the back of them here. So you can see, again, I've used all of this last month, but this is what I have left over. And in this envelope here, I have 1 ephemera pack. What I want to show you right now is the page packs that I created. So I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to tuck all of this in here in my little pop-in tray behind me, or beside me, I should say. Let me just put all of that out of the way. So basically here you can see I have a page design. These are travel layouts. So typically for me, when I have travel layouts, I have tons of photos. Recently, I did a video series on YouTube with a 49 in Market collection where for a lot of the pages, I created what I considered a focal point page, then a page 2 design. And that's exactly what I did right here. So you can see my design I have for one photo here and this one here, tons of photos. So what I did in preparation for that workshop was I looked for my photos. So I'm not going to show you all of the photos because typically I cover up a lot of my photos, but these are some photos from a trip to Ireland in 2017, but this gives you a bit of the color scheme of what I am showing in these photos, so you can kind of see how it matches. This is going to be my focal point page, so you can see here there's a big design on it. I'm going to work with that design when I actually create my embellishment clusters. And I also cut myself out this journaling box from, again, another 49 in Market paper. I used an Elizabeth Craft Designs die, and I'm going to use it as a journaling box and a layering piece. Now, I don't have a lot of plans when it comes to embellishing for this page, mostly just paper, because I do that kind of on a whim at the very end. But you can see on this design that I've created, I do have the papers identified. For example, here I have the big print, that's this. Here I have navy. Here I have off-white. So this would be the navy. And, oh no, here I have off-white with yellow and blue, it says. So that's this paper here, just to give you an idea. So my plan would be to create a page something like this. Again, this would be the focal point page. This, I am going to have a row of photos, more photos here. I have this here for my photo mats. And I also wrote that I wanted navy mats here and a white and navy mat here. That's about the extent of my plans, but that would have given me a great jumping off point at a crop. I did this already at the crop with many other pages, but I just didn't complete everything that I had prepared. So what I'm going to do with this is tuck this all away with the plan. And that's going to go in my pop-in organizer, and then I'll come back with page pack number 2. So here's the design for this one. It looks very similar to the one I just showed you, only it's in the reverse. On this design, the focal point page is on the left and the complementary page is on the right. And this one is the very same design that I just showed you. Also, once again, I have decided on where to place the papers. Here would be the paper with the big image on it. And here I've got the page divided into two, this side light brown, this side off-white. I even have my decision made to put gray mats here. As for embellishing, like I mentioned earlier, I really do this at the end, but I did take a few notes here. I wrote off-white alphas with chipboard. Now, if you recall, I showed you my alphas there, and one of them is this off-white alpha pack from Thickers, from Simple Stories. I don't know if it's Thickers, it's actually Simple Stories. And also part of that 49 in Market Wherever collection were these chipboard titles. So I thought maybe that's what I would use as a title, but this might change at the last minute. That's why I have a question mark. I also wrote green leaf accents with question mark, and that I would be using die cuts. Anyway, that was simply an idea that came to mind. I cannot make that decision until the very end when I'm actually embellishing my page. However, I did think about that. That is why I took note of it. So if I am to show you what I have in this page pack, what it would look like for the design, here is how it would go. This would be my focal point page. And the complimentary page would probably look something like this. Again, I'm just following what I wrote down in the chart. Knowing me, I'd probably put a little border here with that gray. And the gray would be my photo mats here. I have this green paper here. I wrote green leaf accents. This is actually the flip side of the cover sheet of this Wherever collection. Now, I may not actually use this. Typically, when I create my own embellishments, I rarely dig into a 12 by 12 full piece of paper. I often go to scraps. I stuck it in the page pack just as a reminder. You may want to dig into some green, Dorothy. And in this case, I would definitely go looking through my scraps before cutting into this. I also notice in my page pack, I have these stamps and tickets. Again, this is from 49 and Market. I thought that the colors worked well, so I slipped it right in the bag. Anyway, this is what my layout would look like. And just to give you an idea of the colors in this, this is kind of the colors of the photos here. So just to give you an idea. There's one other thing I'm noticing here. On this sketch, I wrote book flip, book flip. And what that indicates is sometimes when I create layouts, I have extra photos. They're kind of complimentary photos. And what I do is I create a little flip with a piece of cardstock, and I put my photo, let me just find one here. I put my photo on top of it like this, usually with a photo mat, and I create this book, and inside the book, I put extra photos. I often do this with travel photos because I tend to take a lot of photos on vacation. These are simply extra photos that I put in the book. I don't want to keep them in a box. I still want the photos somewhere, so I create these little photo flips, and that way I don't have to add extra pages in my album. All of the important photos are visible on the pages. So all of that is on this page design. Again, I will decide on embellishing when I'm actually creating the page, but this is a great jumping off point, and I often do this first of all before a crop. This one was a 3-day crop, so I really wanted to be organized for that. But sometimes I have day-long crops once a month with friends. I'll do the very same thing. So anyway, I'm going to tidy this up and show you the last page kit. For this one, I don't have a design at this point. All I've selected were my photos and the paper. You can see I have a blank piece of paper here. That is because I plan to draw a design. I just haven't done it yet. Also, I'm noticing in this paper pack, I have a couple of these flip books as well. You can see I have quite a few photos here, and basically what I know is I do not want to do more than 2 pages for it. So I have a couple of these photo flips here, and obviously some of these will have to be cut down. But here is the paper that I've selected for it. So you can see I basically started with this one here from the Wherever collection. I find that the off-whites and the blue with a little bit of yellow there work very nicely with these photos, and what I brought in were some of the solids. So I seem to have 2 blue here. I like the bright blue here, or the richer blue, I should say, and I also have this gold paper. So again, all I have for this are my photos and my paper, and I have a few photo flips in here that I can use to incorporate extra photos, but that's pretty much it. But again, that is a jumping off point. So hopefully I will get that done this month. I'm going to put this away, and I'm just going to show you a few tools that I plan to use, or that I would like to use this month. These tools came from the Stampin' Up 2024-2025 catalog that recently came out. So here is what I bought. I have this bundle here called Keeping Tabs. I absolutely love tabs. So this one you could purchase it with a die, which was actually cheaper, or with a punch. But I find for tabs, a punch is really, really convenient. Obviously, there's stamps here that coordinate with this punch. So you can see I have like ones with little designs on it, lines, flowers, polka dots, and some words here. So I'm hoping to use that this month. And I also bought this Stampin' Cut and Emboss die set. So this one here is called Spotlight on Nature Dies, but it comes with stamps. I didn't buy the stamps. I bought it for the circles. If you look here, each one of these rings is a separate circle. I think they cut out in circles, and you can see there's some design around the edges. So this one has leaves, this one has little lines. So there's a bunch of different ones here, and there's a whole bunch of them here. So anyway, I'm hoping to play with this die set this month as well. When I buy new tools, I like to use them before I put them away in my stash, because otherwise I find that I forget about them. So it's one way for me to kind of catalog my tools in my brain. It's by using them. So for that reason, I am putting them in my kit this month. So that's it. As always, I'm really excited to be diving into new material. I love selecting material for my monthly kits because it keeps me motivated. Even when it's old stuff, it feels new again when I beef it up with my stash. That's where I store my monthly kits in one of 2 Razcogs I keep just behind my desk. While talking about my June plans, I'll show you still shots for each one of the collections I shared. This month, I hope to do 4, maybe 5 layout process videos and a layout share at the end of the month. Tomorrow, I will show you the rest of my kit when I unbox Sunshine by Mercy Tiara Kits. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. If you are a subscriber, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow on YouTube. Bye-bye.